Today I'm speaking with Sharon Tan, who is the Deputy Director of External Relations for the Energy Market Authority of Singapore. Sharon, thanks so much for joining us. Sharon, first question, what is the EMA? What do you do?
Well, EMA is a statutory board under the Ministry of Trade and Industry in Singapore. Our main aims are threefold. One, to promote effective competition in the electricity market. Two, to ensure secure and reliable energy supply. And three, to develop a dynamic energy sector in Singapore.
We're speaking at Singapore International Energy Week, which the EMA has been organising for the last 3 years. What inspired you to put on such an event?
Well, I'm sure everybody knows that energy issues are becoming more and more important on the policy agenda. Asia in particular, energy demand growth is significantly higher than the rest of the world. We are looking at doubling of energy demand over the next 20 years. And so, everybody is grappling for solutions to meet these energy demands. And so we thought that it's important to have a platform, bring together policymakers, business leaders, researchers to a common stage to discuss energy options, strategies for the future.
So what are the highlights of the week? What can we look forward to?
We have two components in the week, a strategic high-level components where we have energy ministers from all around the world. Just to name a few, we have the Deputy Premier and Minister of Energy and Industry from Qatar, His Excellency Al Attiyah, the Minister of Oil and Mineral Resources, His Excellency Al Naimi from Saudi Arabia here. And basically, they are all speaking at the Energy Summit. This is one of our anchor events on the 1st of November, where we look at some of the burning issues in the energy sector. For example, energy technology, how technology will basically catalyze new solutions for the future. Energy efficiency, how it is your low-hanging fruit to that sustainable future. It looks at financing issues. How do we make sure that there's enough infrastructure investments into these new energy solutions?
Now, Accenture and ST Electronics have recently announced that they've been selected by your organisation to design and implement phase 1 of the Intelligent Energy System pilot project. Tell us about that project.
Well, the project basically sees the deployment of about 4,500 smart meters across Singapore, various locations, residential, commercial, industrial. It's meant to be a first step towards a smarter power grid in Singapore, gives more choice, more information, more control to consumers so that they can optimize their electricity usage, enhance Singapore's overall energy efficiency.
Okay, so you've talked about phase 1, but how many phases are there? When are you expecting to have this project completed?
For the pilot project, there are two main phases. The first phase is from 2010 to 2012. Essentially, it focuses on the infrastructure aspects of the project. We are looking at leveraging on the next generation broadband network that we've just rolled out in Singapore, working with partners, commercial partners like Accenture, to deploy smart meters, the infrastructures in these locations that I mentioned, and basically allow for two-way communication between the consumer, the utilities.
Okay, so you've talked about phase 1, but how many phases are there? When are you expecting to have this project completed?
Well, the second phase will be rolled out from 2012 and we anticipate till 2013, and really that focuses on the solutions and the applications. So then we'll work with new partners with the infrastructure in phase 1 as the basis. We'll look at home automation systems, software that will allow that real-time monitoring of energy usage. So every consumer with a smart meter at home, for example, they will be able to see on a real-time basis how much electricity they are using, and then they can make a conscious effort. Should I then change the way I use my electricity? Say, for example, rather than switch on, rather than wash my clothes in the daytime where electricity is more expensive, I can wash it at night. And therefore, I reduce peak demand for Singapore as a whole, and then everybody saves electricity. I also reduce my electricity costs.
Now, the smart grid is going to operate on the national broadband network in Singapore. So could there be one without the other, or do they work hand in hand?
Yes, the two definitely go hand in hand. The NBN, in actual fact, would say is sort of a backbone a very important foundation for the pilot project. Like I mentioned, you need two-way communication for the smart grids to work. And therefore, you need a broadband network that allows fast, secure, effective communication between the consumer and the utilities.
Going forward from this event, Singapore International Energy Week, what else have you got planned?
Well, the International Energy Week, like I said, is our flagship event. This is the third year that we are organizing the event, and it has really grown from strength to strength. In the first year, we had about 2,800 participants in all. This year, in its third year, we are looking at over 10,000. Next year, we will definitely grow the event further. We are adding to the calendar a dedicated event for smart grids, looking to bring together all the players, people who provide the smart meters, people who provide the software solutions together to look at what are some of the new technologies, new solutions, new trends, new investment opportunities.
How would you characterize the opportunity for ICT companies in the smart energy sector?
Energy, as I said, is becoming more and more important, and within Asia itself, smart grids particularly is gaining a lot of importance. China, for example, has also looked at smart grids as a key solution towards that energy future. And as a whole, we're looking at more than $1 trillion worth of investments into the energy sector alone. And definitely with smart grids playing an important part, towards that future, there's definitely a lot of opportunities out there.
Sharon Tan, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Neil.